Hello and welcome to Good Games Well Played, episode 241. I'm Clint, aka JCM. With us this week is Messiah.
Hello.
Isley, unfortunately, is not here. He dropped his laptop yesterday and
Womp
broke
womp.
the screen. I told him there was probably a way we could do it because, Discord has support on PlayStation. I was like, oh, I think we should be able to create the call. And then I think the robots, because you transferred the Discord call to the PS5. Like, if you start on Discord, you should be able to have the bots join. We can do it that way. But he took it in to go get fixed. So he's dealing with that. So we could do it that method. But hopefully it's an easy one because he didn't have coverage on his laptop, which kind of bonkers to me. But
Womp womp.
like anytime I buy some off Amazon, it's like, oh, the item like 200 something dollar electronics. Like, you want to get $20 for insurance coverage? I'm usually like, nah, I'm good. But when I get something like really expensive, like a laptop especially,
Mhm.
I'm like, through the store that I got from, I'll be like, yeah, I'll get the bonus coverage because you never know. Um, and then, yeah, so we'll go ahead and just jump straight into it. We had a pretty busy week. We'll start off with some of the smaller news. First thing being that No Man's Sky announced the Remnant update that came out. I mean, we knew it was coming, but it released this week, and we're getting the gravity gun or a gravity gun. It had like this whole like salvage mechanic where like you go around and you just clean up planets and like
Ooh.
pick up the trash with the gravity gun and put it in where you like recycle it and stuff. I'm like, oh, so you're just taking hard space shipbreaker and making that into No Man's Sky now. I was like, that seems like it could be pretty fun. Uh, just cleaning shit up. So that's interesting. That update hit. So more No Man's Sky stuff. And then a game called Mewgenics came out this week, and I was like, why the hell is everybody playing Mewgenics? And I should have known because of the art style that, oh, okay, it's Edmund McMillan that made this game. I was like, I see why. I was like, okay, I I get it. I was like, I understand why people are playing it. I should have recognized the art style. Um, and I haven't played it at all, but it has a lot of like guest voices. Like, you basically play these cats, or you have these cats that have like different abilities and whatnot. It's like a roguelite. And some of the guest characters just come in, all they say is meow. But it was, I guess there's like some
Mhm.
people who, because this game was made like so long ago, that there are certain people in there who are like now a little controversial. And it was funny how Edmund Mill was kind of responding to it. And he's like, I understand, we live in a time where a meow from someone who has different beliefs is you is scary and frustrating, confusing and controversial. But and it's just like, he's not gonna take it out, he's just gonna leave it. It's just a meow. It's like, I don't care. It's
Like a
like,
single voice line that he
right.
probably didn't, like, have to pay them for. He was just like, "Hey, do me a favor," and they're like, "'Kay, here you go."
Yeah, like 5 years back, like, hey, can you do a meow for me? It's like, sure, meow.
Mhm.
And it's like, oh my god, that meow is from, well, it wouldn't be Kevin Spacey, but like, someone. I was like, "Oh my god." I'd be like, "Okay, whatever." Had you not said it, probably wouldn't have noticed. Not that I'm playing the game, but, yeah, I mean, a lot of people are playing it. I was wondering, like, what the fuck is up with this game? Why is everyone going to town on it? And I'm like, "Okay, I get the pedigree now." Like, that's why Twitch is flooded with Mewgenics.
Mhm.
But
I was
I thought that,
watching, Chippy Doki play it. I was like,
yeah.
"What the fuck is this?" And then, like, as soon
Yeah.
as he actually started the game, I was like, "Oh, okay, I understand now."
Yeah, I see what's going on here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was a funny little story about it. Um, and then some unfortunate news: the developers of Highguard reportedly laid off a bunch of their staff at Wildlight uh, because I guess the game's performance, even though it debuted in the top, I believe top 10 on PC, top 20 on consoles that week, but like they let a bunch of people go. I guess not good enough, which is unfortunate. Because you feel like if you're gonna take a chance at making a new IP, you should have enough to cover folks for a while if your game
Mhm.
either has slow legs, and has difficulty getting off the ground, initially. It's like, I feel like it shouldn't be like, "Oh, if this doesn't do gangbusters on day 1, then everybody has to go," which I think is just, like, bad business planning, and a lot of it does come down to, like we talked about, previously, it wasn't their fault, and a former dev kinda came out and talked about it, how, "Hey, basically, we were turned into a joke from day 1, uh,
Yeah.
because of the Game Awards and its positioning and yada yada." And everybody just loves to rag on stuff. They don't like to, and like there's like a ton of Steam downvotes or like bad reviews on Steam. People have like less than an hour playing, so they just refund the game. It's like, okay, those are bullshit. Which I don't know why doesn't I thought Steam implemented something where it's like you can only leave a review if you have X amount of time in a game, but I guess not, because I thought they were trying to do that to, like, combat, like, downvotes from people, like, I think it was back when Helldivers added on PC that PSN requirement, and there were people, like, legitimately who played the game who, thought it was an issue, and there were obviously we talked about before, there was countries that didn't have PlayStation Network, so it's like, okay, people in those countries, regardless of the amount of players in those countries, it's like they can't play this game because of that PSN requirement. But the people
Mhm.
that came in just to hate brigade and, like, get the game just so they like, buying the game is the criteria for reviewing. So then they were like, "Buy it, bad review, refund it." And it's just like, you had fucking 20 minutes on this shit. Like, you're just in here to it's, like, almost as bad as your bot posting negatively. It's like you're going an extra out of your way to do it. It's just super annoying.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I feel bad for them because it's like they even release, like, their roadmap for content and whatnot, and it's just I'm sure the amount of people that they have left is enough to maintain a live service, and they'd obviously know that because 'cause they'd worked on, Apex Legends. They know how much work it takes to do there for balancing, uh, and doing new content over time, but it's just yeah, I feel bad for even, regardless because it's, like, not on the merit of the game, right? It's like, if people
Right.
didn't like the game, and it just didn't do well, it's like, that's fine. But it's everything before it that's just like, "Alright, you're just, handicapped from the start." It's just
Especially with, like, how quickly the internet moves on from things, it's like, it's gotta be impossible to come back from the meme game because people meme on it for a couple weeks and then they totally forget about it, and you could improve the game all you want, but then people are like, "Well, you're a meme. I'm not gonna play that." Like, unless it's ironically, so
yeah. Yeah, and I don't I wish too, like, people would just stop with and it's not gonna happen because negativity gets more clicks than positivity,
Mhm.
and especially if it's something divisive, usually positivity will always be they'll just people will flag you as a shill, like, "Oh, you're being paid, blah, 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 this and that." It's like, can we just not waste our time, dragging something down when you're a content creator? Like, don't do that, just leave it, unless it's
Yeah.
something that's actually, like, bad, if it's the guy with the "Make Gaming Great Again," go ahead, rip into him, actually bad
Mhm.
people that do bad things are, like, tone deaf shit, not this. It's just like, come on, man, like, just leave it. Just be like if you watch it live, just be like, "That was weird." Don't make standalone content, make your YouTube shorts, talk about it on your Twitch stream after the fact a bunch, like, just leave it. Just anyways, it's just like
Or the people that, like, go and get the game and make a stream of it, but they're just, shitting on it the entire time and making jokes and stuff. It's like, why? That's so much effort. Just, like,
yeah.
play it legitimately. If you don't like it, be like, it's not for me, and be done with it. But that's not what drives Twitch chat to,
Yeah.
you know, bomb subs and bits and stuff to get you to say the funny thing.
Yeah, and that's something that the former dev called it too. He's like, there is some good constructive criticism, which is totally acceptable, but it's like it's so drowned out by just that want the internet has to see something fail.
Yeah.
And it's super annoying. But anyways. Um moving on from that, I did see a funny article from Mamoru Oshii, the director of Ghost in the Shell and Ghost in the Shell 2, basically saying how like he only plays Fallout 4, and then he takes a break between that to play anything that Hideo Kojima releases. He's like "Yeah, it was in a video interview, marking the 30th anniversary of Ghost in the Shell, and he was, chatting with someone. They don't list the name of the outlet that he was speaking to, but this is a report by IGN. He was saying, he's like, looking at my Steam, my playtime of Fallout 4 is around 8,000 hours. But before that, I played on PlayStation. So I think altogether I put in 10,000 hours. He's like, I'm still playing now. And then he goes on to say, he just says, how he loves the game and it was made for like everything he likes. So it's like the perfect game. I talk about that a lot with like, the Far Cry, like people like get tired of it. I'm like, it's like the game for me. It's like, it has everything I want from
Mhm.
that Ubisoft formula. Uh, and then, yeah, he's like, because obviously he was also the pizza he does play the pizza chef in Death Stranding 2, of course. So he's in there as a guest character. But yeah, he does talk about how he plays these uh everything. I'm trying to find the exact quote where he says he takes a break here. He just says, yeah, just says for the past decades, followed a cycle where he breaks off playing Fallout 4 to play Kojima's new games upon release, completes it, then goes back to Fallout 4. He's like, there's just no other games I want to play. He's like the people that only play Madden or Call of Duty. Like he's like, I just play Fallout and then anything Kojima does. It's just I don't know. I always find that really fascinating when like a famous well-renowned like creator has like a very like you hear that a lot like, "Oh, what is the what are the PlayStation Studios leads playing?" It's like always like, "Oh, I'm playing kind of everything, playing what Xbox is doing, playing, PlayStation, Nintendo, blah blah blah." But it's like this guy's like, "Nah, I got like one thing and then a little bit sprinkled in with this other thing." Like that's it. I just think it's really funny. But hey, man, go for it. There's like so many mods. You just go to town on that. Play nothing but
I love that.
Fallout
It's like the
4.
people that still play Skyrim, like, daily. Like,
Right?
that's just
Yeah.
it's like your comfort. You come home from work or you finish what you're doing for the day and you're just like, "Ah, I think I'll just wander around here for a little while."
Yeah. Yeah, I was reading, not that it's directly related, but I saw someone, I forget who it was on Blue Sky, they were quoting an article basically saying how like when they interviewed uh younger gamers and how what they play and like the answer in it like for everyone was like it was Pokemon, but there was no like the article was saying how there was no Final Fantasy or there was no like other big sort of JR Japanese, franchises that they play. It was just Pokemon. It's like because Pokemon comes out so regularly, it's like in the dev cycle between these big tentpole franchises so long. It's like, well, yeah, I mean, the games
Mhm.
I play now in the 90s came out every year. There was a Resident Evil every year, there's Tomb Raider every year, there's a Driver every year. These games, Crash Bandicoot, like it was the yearly cycle. And if they could do that
Yeah.
now, then yeah, current younger generation of gamers would probably play them more frequently because it's something you can look forward to in the next year. But now it's like, yeah, I just stick with it because I know I'm invested in the franchises and whatnot. It's like, oh, but all they have that's so consistent is kind of that Pokemon. It's just because it's got a quicker turnaround.
Mhm.
But yeah, anyway, that was a tangent that reminded me of. And then moving on, Joseph Ferris, he posted a set photo teasing the next game that they're working on, and it has a lot of people thinking maybe it's three-player instead of just co-op because there's three people in motion capture suits behind him sitting down on some chairs. And I was thinking about that. I was like, that would be interesting, but now I have to get two other people to play. I was like, getting one is like I could do that with Izzy sometimes. So I was like, now I'm gonna drag you into it and be like, sorry. And especially because like for their game, he's like games like they always do the game key. Like if you buy the game, anybody can download it with like the friend pass, and like
Mhm.
get it and play it for free. I'm like, okay, so now you're gonna let another person like so for every copy sold, three people are playing it, and then two of them are playing it for free essentially. But I guess say if it works and that's your business model, go ahead. But I'm wondering what the heck are they gonna do? It's gonna be like I don't know if you want to split the screen in three ways, man. Might be too vertical. But we'll see what they do. And then the Until Dawn developer Supermassive Games, they announced the release date. They've nailed down for Directive 8020, which is that narrative horror game that I'm looking forward to. And it's going to be coming out on May 12th, my birthday, on Steam, PlayStation, and Xbox consoles. So I will be happy because I will be taking that day. So I don't know. Is that a work day? When is that this year? Is that it? Well, it must be. It must be a work day because games don't release on the weekends. That'd be insane. Yeah, Tuesday, May 12th. So I'll be taking that day off. Maybe I'll stream it that day and play Directive 8020. So looking forward to that. It's nice to have getting games locked down for 2026. The next, Capcom confirmed that they're developing another Monster Hunter Wilds large-scale expansion, similar to Iceborne. They'll have more details on it this summer, of course, as they get moving along. But did you play a lot of Iceborne when it came out?
Not really, no.
You didn't go back. You played the base game and then just kind of never went back to it for the expansions.
Yeah, not that I recall, anyway.
Yeah, I guess if
No.
it's not enough, or you're busy playing other things at the time, like it's always a tough thing with like DLC and stuff. It's like if you're invested in other things, or like the big FF update came out, then it's like okay, we'll be doing that.
Yeah.
It's like okay, do I want to go back and also it's that not diminishing returns, but like for certain people, I can see like, oh, I want to go back to this game that I haven't played in a bit. Like, let me see, when did Iceborne? Because I have to look this up. So apologies, this will probably get either cut out if I leave this silence. But Monster Hunter Wilds, yeah, because Monster Hunter Wilds came out on February 2025, and then Iceborne, which is the expansion, came out. Nope, that's not what I wanted. I was getting Iceborne. Nope, stop it. Monster Hunter World Iceborne. This isn't helping me. That's not right. These release dates aren't
That's
right.
World, though.
That's World. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So So, okay, Iceborne, that's what the article's saying. I misread it then. Monster Hunter so Monster World got Iceborne, which was their big expansion, and then Wilds is the new one, and it's gonna get its own Iceborne-sized expansion. Okay,
Yeah.
so now let me go
I thought
back
you
to
misspoke, and I thought you misspoke when you said Wilds. I was like, "No, I didn't play Iceborne because I didn't play much of World," but
Monster Hunter World. So Monster Hunter Worlds came out 2018, and then
Mhm,
Iceborne came out 2020. It's like 2 years because it was January 2018. So 2 years between the base game and then the big DLC. It's like now I guess if you're a huge Monster Hunter fan, you probably have that memory, that muscle memory of how to play it. But
mhm,
typically DLCs are like they don't slowly scale to ease you into the new game. It's like, oh, you beat the game, therefore you should be a high level player in the DLC. It's like it hits you right away, like which makes sense. It's like okay, it's like a sequel to a movie or season two. It's like okay, you don't need to reintroduce these characters. You can do that in one episode. You don't have to do the whole backstory on them because you know these characters. So you kind of just hit the ground running. But it's got to be tough when it's like okay, well, how long is the DLC for a game? And then by the time a player reacclimates themselves to that game, is the DLC already over? You know what I mean? Like, oh, I have to rework that muscle memory. Oh, now I only have, like, a couple hours left, of actually being good at the DLC or something, you know what I mean? So, I wonder 'cause we talk about a lot, like, the percentage of players that play the DLC for games isn't nearly as high. I mean, people don't even complete games these days, so, smaller portion is playing. It's just gotta be probably easy dev time and money-wise because you already have all the assets, and now you're just maybe making new monsters in this case, maybe a new region, but you just kinda rework what you got. So maybe it's worth it money-wise.
I know
But yeah.
that, with Monster Hunter in particular, I mean, the fan base that it has is you either hardcore love the game or it's just not for you entirely. And World was kind of the last like formula with that where it was a Monster Hunter game. Like you went
Mhm.
in, sometimes the monster would run away and it wouldn't tell you where the monster run. You had to track it down either with paintballs or like clues or know the map, stuff like that. So that's partially why I never actually I don't think I ever actually finished the base game. I just kind of like floated away from it, much like I do with the other Monster Hunter games. It's like I play it, I get my fill of it, and I'm like, I'm good, I'm done.
Mhm.
But Wilds in particular was like it's been a while since I played Wilds. I don't think I ever went. I don't even think I went and played the Omega Quest that they added. Shit. I need to do that. But if they, make a big expansion with like new huge areas to open world explore and maybe make new monsters or bring old monsters back, I'm like, oh, I'll go back and play that because I really enjoyed Wilds. I played the hell out of it, and I constantly think like, oh, I should go back and play Monster Hunter a little bit. So I think it's just with any other game, sure, if it's like 2 years after, I'm like, do I even remember this game? Do I
Mhm.
have to remember what happened in the base game? Should I just like wait another couple years and do a whole new playthrough with the DLC later? But with Monster Hunter, it's just kind of like, yeah, sure, I'll jump in, see what's new, kind of thing. And I think that's a lot of the pull for most of the Monster Hunter fans. It's like it doesn't matter if it's been 2 years. They're basically looking at it like, oh, I get a compact Monster Hunter game, a new one
Mhm.
that I can go play. So
Yeah.
it makes it makes more sense with a game like that where the fan base is more they're not necessarily concerned with like a ton of new content, new story, anything like that. They're just like, "Ooh, new monster, I wanna go hunt it." And that's
Yeah.
basically it.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that is the benefit for, like you said, for Monster Hunter versus another game. Because that's like something like with like I really wanna play the Liza P DLC because I still haven't played it yet. And I know like I play that game enough that I haven't lost. I remember a lot of it, but it's like, okay, the way I'd probably get back to it is just like start a new run real quick, go up to the first boss, just run through some enemies, like, okay, I got the timing stuff down, and just go back into my normal save and go straight to the DLC.
Mhm,
But yeah, because even like Bloodborne, like when that DLC came out, it's like, oh, I had already played it a few times and not back to back. It was like over multiple different sessions where I was like, oh, let's do another run of Bloodborne. We'll do the new game plus on Bloodborne. Okay, now we'll do new game plus plus. And then we all played new
mhm,
Bloodborne together. So it was like, okay, I'm pretty well acclimated to this game still to go straight into the DLC. And there's other games where like it's super easy. Like, oh, it's DLC for Far Cry. That's easy. It's just more Far Cry. It's like you don't need to. But it's
mhm.
like, yeah, games like if they do have a high skill ceiling, it's like, okay, now, what are we gonna do? But like you said, there's the people who love these games, they're ride or die, and probably like, they got it. They core mechanics they've got down because they've been pretty much very similar throughout most of the games, I'd imagine, with a couple tweaks here and there.
Mhm.
But yeah, oh, that's good. Uh, okay. Well, sorry, I'm just trying to. Someone was shooting me a text message while I was talking, throwing me off. I had to quickly respond to it, and then I also had to quickly place my grocery order before the fridges get full, and I can't place my order. Okay. Um. Okay, moving on. We're almost done with all the side stuff before we get to the big news this week. Is that I didn't realize that I guess back in the end of January, Ubisoft announced that Rainbow Six, or they teased that Solid Snake was coming to Rainbow Six Siege. I must have missed it, or at least if I saw it, it was like, I don't know. I guess I was busy doing something. I didn't save it or write it down. I have no idea.
Mhm.
But they released the trailer for it, and it shows, yeah, it's Solid Snake. Metal Gear Solid 2 style, and he sneaks up, he's taking some guys out, and he's talking with Sam Fisher, who's in Rainbow Six Siege, and, like, they're working together, and it looks like his one of his tool sets is he has a little, like a little tablet that has, like, the mini map from Metal Gear Solid, where it shows, like, the enemy's cone of vision on it, and, like, that's how he sees, like, enemies around him. I was like, "That's a pretty interesting idea." And, like, he goes through and he, like, takes some guys down with the standard CQC, and then he meets up with Sam Fisher, and they dab, and then they start fighting. I was like, "Oh, that's really cool," because they've had references like that in what was the game called? It was Ghost Recon Wildlands, which came out on PS4 and consoles a couple years back. I think it's like 2017 maybe. That had a DLC where Sam Fisher was in it, old Sam Fisher, and they referenced. He's like, "Oh, we need some with your expertise," and he's like, "Yeah, there's not many of us left. There's this other guy, War Bandana," and they're like, "Oh, I heard he retired." He's like, "I must be the only one," and that was like a fun little reference. But this being like, and it's voiced by David Hayter, David Hayter does the voice, so I thought that was really cool.
I
Um,
love that. Love it, love it, love it.
yeah, it's funny, like, people talk about, Fortnite, like, always having, like, these collabs and having people in it. It's like, yeah, Fortnite has gone pretty crazy with some of their stuff where they have, like, real people, it's not just video game characters anymore, or, movie characters. It's like, oh, it's a real life artist, it's, this, like, that, blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, I could see how people
Mhm.
could be, "Alright, you're getting a little too, like, not jumping the shark, but it's, like, a little too much." But it's like there was a while there where, like, a lot of the crossovers, like, when they had Kratos and Master Chief and all this stuff, like, it was really cool. And it's like when they had John Wick, it's like, okay, it's a movie character. The Having Ellen Ripley and Sarah Connor fighting together in a trailer, that was really cool. And they're killing aliens, xenomorphs, and Terminators. It's like, oh, that was really awesome. And it's like, seeing that kind of stuff is fun. And seeing this, even though I'm not like a big Splinter Cell player, it's like it is fun to see, like, oh man, these two games that had like a silent rivalry, I guess, with their fan bases. It was fun to see them, interact. I thought that was really cool. I'm curious how he'll play. Maybe that'll bring me back to Rainbow Six Siege for their, I think it's season. Ooh, was it season 11? I think they're on, which seems not enough for how long the game has been out. Although I think their seasons are pretty long. Let's see, when does he come out? Operation. Oh, I guess it's a new season because they've reworked the game. Uh, he comes out on March 3rd is when he will be. Oh, I also see a Gray Fox skin for Jackal and a Meryl skin for Ash. That's cool. Yeah, usually when they do these collaborations, usually they'll give other people skins for characters from an IP as well that kind of fit that particular operator stuff. That's kind of fun. But yeah, we'll see. I have to see a 4v4 infiltration mode. Interesting. Curious how that'll go. I might have to go check that out. But yeah, I thought that was fun. And then yeah, the last bit of news this week is that we had a state of play from Sony. We did we talk about when did they announce? Maybe we didn't. I think it was hold on. I gotta look up the date on this. So before this, oh, we talked about it last week. The last week we talked about how they just dropped the Horizon multiplayer trailer, Horizon Hunters Gathering. It's like that's weird to drop it there. And then because we talked about,
Mhm.
oh, they have I shared the Horizon Still Frontier MMO trailer with you guys. It's like that's weird that they wouldn't show it at like a state of play, and then they have a state of play a couple days later. But I guess because it's multiplayer, and like even in that video for Horizon Hunters Gathered, they're like, we're still working on single player stuff. Don't worry, and you can play Hunters Gatherers single player as well. I guess there's like a single player stuff in there. But so they announced the state of play like a couple days later. It's like, all right, here we go. Here's the state of play. And I thought it was actually pretty good. A lot of surprises in there for me, and I feel like for a lot of folks when I watched like the reactions to it. Did you watch the state of play, or did you only watch like a couple trailers from each of the things that were shown?
I ended up watching the VOD for it, because I forgot that it was at the same time as my dentist appointment. So I watched the VOD a little bit later, and I just kind of like I went to each of the trailers, but if it was something that I wasn't necessarily interested in, I kind of just skipped to the next one. So I more or less saw everything, but I skipped things that weren't really for me.
Oh yeah, not too
Like
much.
what's the for loop or whatever?
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah,
Like
that's
any kind of
yeah,
like, yeah,
yeah, yeah,
shooter games, stuff like that. Stuff that I know I'm not gonna play. I might like casually watch somebody play. I just kind of skip through it because I'm like, it's not for me. It's fine.
yeah. Yeah, I felt like it was. I watched the whole thing. I didn't get to watch it live. I watched it when I got back, but then I was able to kind of like skip through. It's like, oh, here's the marathon section. I'll just skip through this because I'll try it again when it launches. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, we'll go ahead and recap it in order. But yeah, the first game they showed, which I clocked immediately, and I was glad I actually got it right. Is Kenna Scars of Kazumora, which is a sequel to Kenna Bridge of Spirits. Um, Izzy and I both played Kenna Bridge of Spirits, and we liked it. It's like a solid 7. Um, and I don't remember how well it did, but it must have done well enough that Sony is helping them do a sequel. Because Sony helped do the previous one. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It looks bigger, like more stuff. If they can, it we talk about it a lot. It almost feels like we're beating a dead horse, but how it's like the era of, you know, make a game that's a solid 7 and then do a great iteration on it, like
Mhm.
doesn't really happen anymore because game cycles take so long and they're so expensive. That like it's nice to see a game like this where it's like, yeah, this is like an Uncharted, Nathan's the first game, and it's like, and then it's like, okay, it's good, and then Uncharted 2 comes out and it's game of the year, and so it's like not
Mhm.
necessarily going to be game of the year, but it's like they can improve a lot on it and maybe make some better environmental puzzles too. That could be fun because there were some fun environmental puzzles in that game as well, and it looks really gorgeous. Hopefully, they can improve the combat a bit. I like the combat. I just feel like it needed a little more fine tuning, but yeah, I'm excited. I enjoyed Ken. It just says 2026, no release date for that, but that was a fun little announcement. And then we got the announcement for the Legends mode coming to Ghost of Yotai on March 10th. Of course, we had Legends for Ghost of Tsushima, which is the multiplayer free update that came out for that game, and it's nice to see that they're getting the same multiplayer treatment for this one as well. Now, I really wish I'd played Yotai because I liked playing Legends. I played it a lot single player, and I played a bunch of it with Izzy as well. But I don't think we'll have much time to play that game right now, but we'll see.
I watched
They
that
all.
trailer. I haven't played the Ghost games, but I watched the
Mhm.
trailer because I really liked the designs, and just something that was very funny to me was like I'm assuming it was more or less the same with like the legends of the first game, but it's like you're fighting deities pretty much, and they were like naming up the deities. They're like Kitsune, Oni, Snake. It's like Snake has a word too. What are you doing? What is this? Why is it just snake?
Snake. Yeah, that's
Guess
funny.
it's like a lesser, like, commonly known word or whatever, but it was just very funny to me. I was like, "Why does that one English?"
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah, I love Legends, like, it was cool. Again, it was a free update, and it was awesome, and I think it wasn't like a live service thing. Don't think they had a bunch of content for it later, but it was like each of the samurai styles, like, all have different abilities because like, you're in this, like, afterlife, kind of is how they play it up, so there's, like, more fantastical shit going on versus, like, the grounded base game.
Mhm,
Um, and I thought it was, like, a ton of fun. There's, like, a lot of, like, you know, not like MMO boss mechanics, but like, "Oh, we're fighting this guy, but we have to take out these, totems or kill these guys that have lifelink with it," or something like that, and, like, focus is not just, like, straight up hack and slash. It's like, there's shit you have to do, like, "Oh, we gotta take out these things. Okay, you go there, I'll get these ones, you get those ones." And I only ever played it the 2-player. This obviously I think they're both 4-player, but I never actually played, like sorry, I got, like, this most insane text message from my mom. Um,
mhm. Is it all in
oh my
caps?
no, it's like
Oh, I love when my
it's
grandma
like
texts me and it's all in caps, but it's just like, "Hey, how are you doing?"
I'll save it for after so I don't have to edit it out, but, yeah, like, I never played it 4-player. I think we might have once, like, played with randos, because there's no like mic support. I don't think like you just play party chat.
Mhm.
And there might be a ping system in it. I can't remember, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm sure this one will be just as fun. So like, again, it's free update, so you can just do it there.
Mhm.
And then next they announced the release date for Death Stranding 2 coming to PC, which is on March 19th, which is like an insane turnaround, much faster than it was with Death Stranding 1. I feel like. So that'll be coming there, of course, with usual stuff on like frame rate, ultra wide support, all that jazz, upscaling, frame gen. So PC players can look forward to that. And then, like you said earlier, we did get another look at Bad Robot's 4-loop game, which they announced at the Game Awards. And it's kind of this game's like, okay, kind of generic co-op thing, but there was that boss fight where they're fighting the cube and like it rotates and you have to attack from different sides, but then it has like this Resident Evil style like laser grid that goes around and you have to kind of dodge. And I kind of like that idea of I love anytime you have to like be on the move. You can't just stand and shoot a bullet sponge. Like, no, you gotta move. That's
Mhm.
why I love those mechanics and like, FF can be fun unless you're melee. It's like, God damn it. But like any game that makes you kind of do that kind of stuff, or like that's why Returnal's so fun. Of course, that's just bullet hell in general. Like that looked interesting, but I'm like, I don't know if I think I signed up for the closed beta or whatever just to give it a shot. But again, it's one of those things like I don't think I'll play it once it's out just because it's like co-op is really tough. Like there's so many co-op games I already want to play, and existing ones that I want to go back to. I just either don't have time or I just don't want to queue with randos.
Mhm.
And then we got the release date for Pragmata, which comes out April 24th, as well as a demo. I thought a demo was already available, but I guess this is the demo that just came out across all platforms. I could have swore there was one previously, but I must have been just thinking about a closed door demo that the press was seeing. But yeah, that's coming out pretty soon. Hoping that that game turns out well, because I've heard the hacking bit of it's kind of a fun little mechanic when you're playing, at least from previews. But I think I'm going to wait and not play the demo. I'll just wait till it comes out and see what happens. Then there was another trailer for Resident Evil, which I skipped over because I didn't want to watch it. I was like, that's good. Game's right around the corner. I don't need to play. I don't need to watch any goddamn trailers. you know, that's like when that stupid shit AMC did, where it's like a show ends and you're about to watch the show that comes next. It's like coming up on this episode of Breaking Bad. It's like I'm fucking watching the episode, man. Don't spoil it for me. It's like
Mhm.
I gotta watch it 2 minutes. But it's like this weird, we got to get people's attention so they don't turn away from the channel who don't watch Breaking Bad or something like that. It's like, it's fucking annoying. Uh, but yeah, that's obviously coming out later this month. Then we got the announcement of the Legacy of Kain Defiance Remastered, coming out March 3rd. Current consoles and last gen consoles, as well as both Switches and PC. It's the final chapter of the Soul Reaver saga. So we've already had the other Soul Reaver game, Legacy of Kain games, come out, which I didn't play. I wanted to. I need to add them to like my wish list so I can get them sometime when they're because they're games I missed way back in the day. But I do want to go back and play them because they're Amy Hennig joint. And then there was a game that I didn't realize was a new game. I thought it was like, oh, it is okay. It's not new. It is in a franchise. It's called Brigandin Abyss. It's a strategy
Mhm.
RPG that got announced coming out this year. It's a next installment of HappyNet's strategy RPG series, which I had never heard of. And I think they said like in it, like, oh, it goes back to PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
I was like, I guess. I thought maybe they meant like their studio, not the franchise. Like, I've never heard of this. Oh, how have I never heard of this franchise? But yeah, it's coming out. I mean, the problem I have with a lot of these trailers, and I forget who else. Oh, I clicked. I can't control I clicked the trailer and it started playing on accident, and I couldn't mute it. Is that like when I'm like, I wish I knew what this franchise was because I'm like, I can't tell. Like I watch them, like it has like weird grid system. Looks like it's more tactic based, but
Yeah. It's
I'm
a tactics RPG that's like more kind of I don't know how to explain it. I've seen like old playthroughs of it and like old screenshots and stuff like that. It's like a I'm not big into like tactics games, so I never played it, but I've seen people talk about it like fairly fondly. But yeah, it's just like a tactics RPG with a little bit of like RTS like element to it. It's like a war strategy game. So I'm trying to think of the name of the game that I'm comparing it to, and I can't even think of the name of the game I'm comparing it to. But yeah, it's a
mm,
tactics RPG basically.
okay. Yeah, I'm always Yeah, I'm like, I get it must be like, I don't know, it must be a franchise that's, like, only known in Japan or something, like, barely made it out to the West, or, like, if it did make it to the West, it was like a franchise way down the line, like a sequel, that was more like, "Oh, you don't need to play the previous games to play this," but because it's part of a franchise, people probably didn't realize that, never played it or something, but,
Mhm.
you know, hey, I guess it must be pretty big if they're including it in the state to play. And then we had, Dead or Alive 6, last round coming to PS5, they got a release date for June. Um, I'm not a big Dead or Alive player, so I can't speak to that. There was another trailer for Control, Resonant, from more gameplay for that. I skipped that because 'cause I'm like, I'm already gonna play this game," so I didn't watch too much of it. Uh, Skipped through it. Then there was a co-op action game, action RPG called Crimson Moon that was announced for fall of this year.
That looks
It's,
really cool.
yeah, I was confused at first watching it 'cause I thought it was I was like, "Oh, this kinda looks like that, oh my god, the Bloodstained Curse of the Moon sequel that started
Mhm,
off very differently when the trailer goes on for that." It was like, "Oh, very gothic looking," like, "Okay, is it that?" And it's like, "Oh, it's just something entirely different." Like, "Okay, I guess I'll wait and see." But yeah, like a dark fantasy co-op heavy metal style game or something like that. Like,
mhm.
looks interesting. Then we had another look again at Beast of Reincarnation, which comes out August 4th. This of course Game Freak's upcoming action game, and I probably won't play it, but I am interested to see how a game from them that isn't Pokemon does. So I'll be curious to see how that performs. Is that a game you're interested in, or I think we talked about it
It
previously.
extremely, yes, and I forgot that Game Freak was making it, so when the logo came up, I was like, "What the fuck? Wait a minute," but yeah, it looks very, very interesting and very fun, so I I really wanna play it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be curious to see because I feel like not many people are talking about it, at least from like, like they're obviously interested, but I feel like no one's I don't know. I guess it's hard to be hyped about something like it's new IP, so I you're really only excited about the who's behind it and curious to see what they can do. I guess it's kind of like
Right.
how when Horizon got announced, I'm like, oh, I'm so used to Killzone. I'll be curious to see what they do here. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Then there was a Rayman 30th Anniversary Edition announced for that came out on the 13th, so that was this week as well. The I think the physical version of it doesn't come out until the 26th. This is from Digital Eclipse, which is just celebrating the 30th anniversary of Rayman this year. It's a special edition that features an interactive documentary and museum like things as well. And includes the 5 original versions of Rayman. So people want to play that can. Uh, then Mean of the Hollower is coming spring 2026 this year to PlayStation. Um, this of course is the Yacht Club or is the yeah from Yacht Club Games.
Mhm.
It'll be coming out. Uh, it's I guess a Zelda. Like it wasn't this on Switch first or PC first or something like that. Now it's coming to consoles.
Um,
Or I feel like this
PC.
is already yeah Mina the Hollower.
I feel like that's I mean, obviously PC coming to PC first is also,
I guess okay yeah
easy.
because it's not out yet. It's just I for some in my mind Mina the Hollower is already out. I guess it's not, but it's
Oh,
just announced that it's coming to PlayStation. Yeah, because it's not even on Steam yet. I don't know. For some reason, I thought like, oh, it's already released. Now this is like the console version. But anyways, that'll be current gen. Switch to PC spring 2026. And then we have a prologue DLC for Neva coming out on the 19th. I didn't play the game. I did watch someone stream some of the base game. I'll be curious how that does as a prequel DLC. Then there was a game called Yako Shinobi Ops that was announced coming out 2027. It's Acquire in uh, Shusha Games. It's a new co-op stealth game, but it's isometric, which is interesting. And it's like you can play up to 4 player and you like infiltrate Japanese castles and like towns and areas invade, demons and whatnot. It's like the isometric nature of it looks interesting, but it's like definitely a wait and see again because it's co-op. And then the interesting announcement was Krafton announces Project Windless, which is apparently a game based on a book series called The Bird That Drinks Tears, which is like a Korean novel about a
mhm.
rooster that fights off an army. It's very like what's that franchise? I'm blanking on the name where it's Dynasty Warriors, where it's like just
Yeah,
tons of enemies, and
Dynasty
just
Wars, but with Jimkin.
yeah, it's like I'm like, okay, I'm assuming if it's a popular book series in Korea, then they'll probably enjoy the game if there's a good crossover there. But yeah, I mean it looks good like graphically and it could be fun like mechanically as well, but it's like that's another like a wait and see for the buff chicken. That they don't have a release date for that. It was just announced there. Then they showed more gameplay trailers for Star Wars Galactic Racer, another trailer for 007 First Light, which I feel like at this point has had too many trailers, in my opinion. Like, I don't need any more trailers for 007 First Light.
Mhm.
And then Konami had a section where they came out and they announced the Metal Gear Solid Volume 2 collection, which has Metal Gear Solid 4 and Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker on it. So they are now taking Metal Gear Solid 4 off the PS3 prison, and it'll be coming to PC and current consoles. Uh, it won't have the online functionality, which I didn't imagine it would. Like, why would it? You have multiplayer coming to your Metal Gear Solid 3 remake. Like, why would you have the MGO from Metal Gear Solid 4? That would be really weird. Just remake the base game. And then they're also in tandem with that, they're adding up some graphical upgrades to the Metal Gear Solid Volume 1 collection to make the game look a little better, which I guess I didn't realize they didn't do to begin with. So, because I didn't play the collection. But yeah, they're like, oh, it just, looks better. And they showed a couple screenshots and whatnot. So, yeah, now I know a lot of people who wanted that game on because there's like that was always one of the games they would try to emulate on PC as well, outside of Bloodborne, is Metal Gear Solid 4.
Mhm.
And usually seemed like the emulations would go pretty well, but it was definitely a tough one. But yeah, now it's coming out. So that'll come out August 27th for everything. Then they announced the demo for Darwin's Paradox, which is the stealth octopus game, which I think we saw at it might have been a pre-show for the Game Awards, but there was a trailer for it previously, so I was aware of this game. And it has like a fun little Metal Gear crossover DLC bit where like the octopus kind of looks like wears a bandana and looks like Solid Snake, as much as an octopus can. But that game has a release date of April 2nd, and they have a demo out right now. You can play it. Then they had a announcement for Castlevania Belmont's Curse, which is being developed by Motion Twin and Evil Empire. It's a new 2.5D Castlevania title set 23 years after Castlevania 3 Dracula's Curse. And it's expected to release this year. And I guess a lot of people, I never played it, but I know Dead Cells had like a Castlevania DLC bit that team did. And they're also working, I forget which one, if they're Evil Empire or if they're Motion Twin. I apologize. Let's see. Dead Cells. Let's see. Who did Dead Cells? Who was that? Motion Twin. Okay. So they're essentially doing like, hey, you guys did Dead Cells is really good. You did the DLC that was Castlevania themed. How about you guys do the next game? Which we talked about with like with Silent Hill, right? Like having, other people make it. It's like, okay. It's like you're doing that with
Mhm.
this. Like, hey, this team would do a great job, and I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it looks good, looks fun, mechanically. I'll definitely play a new Castlevania. When was the last mainline Castlevania game? I know they had those ones that were like where Patrick Stewart was a voice in it, like the 3D ones that I didn't play, but they were
I
like,
don't I remember the 3D ones, like the actual adventure ones that came out, but I don't remember the last side-scrolling one that came.
yeah, I'm trying to look up a list on Wikipedia here. Yeah, because I just remember Lords of Shadow. Yeah, because Lords of Shadow 2 was 2014. That's the last one I remember. And I think according to Wiki, that's like the last game.
Mm,
It's been like it's been a long time. Yeah. And then yeah, let's just see. The Adventure Rebirth. What the heck is this?
I guess that's why literally a dozen different Castlevania-like homage games have come out since then. I didn't realize
Mhm.
it'd been so long.
Yeah. Yeah, I see the Adventure Rebirth. Castlevania Adventure is 2009. That was a side scroller. But that was on WiiWare. So is that what the Wii, but on their store, I guess is what that means when they call it
Yeah, it
WiiWare.
was eShop games, I guess.
Yeah, and then before that in 2008 was Order of Ecclesia, which was on the Nintendo DS, and then Portrait of Ruin was also on Nintendo DS. Like there was a couple on the DS in mid 2000s, mid late 2000s, but they just kind of stopped and they went 3D for Lords of Shadow. And I never played those, and I didn't play any of the like Dawn of Sorrow or Lament of Innocence and stuff because those were on platforms. I mean Lament of Innocence was a 3D one on PS2, but I think because it was 3D, I didn't want to play it. I think it was okay. I think it reviewed pretty decently. Back in the day, I didn't play it. Yeah, 79 on Metacritic, 78 in Game Rankings, so not bad. Aria of Sorrow, which one was that on? That was Game Boy. Yeah, there were so many on Game Boy that I just
Mhm.
never played because I didn't have a Game Boy past the first Game Boy.
There were a lot of
So
handheld ones, yeah.
yeah. And then after that, they showed off a nice full length trailer for Silent Hill Townfall, which is the Annapurna one, Annapurna Interactive and Screenburn that are doing. It's a first person Silent Hill screen. Although there was the scene, I don't know if you watched the trailer, where the guy gets the gun and he shoots a guy, but like the angle at which the gun is being held and where the creature is relative that he's shooting, it looks way off. Like it's like he's holding the gun too far out to the side. So it UI wise, it doesn't line up to me. Like I'm like,
Mm.
he's not like if there were a crosshair where the gun is actually pointing on the screen, I feel like it would be too far to the left. Like it's not like, oh, this doesn't line up. This is not correct. Like that threw me off a bit. But everything else seemed really cool. A lot of cool visuals in that with the red and stuff. I'm like, I'll play a first person uh Silent Hill. I mean, I've only played one Silent Hill game, but I'll play a first person Silent Hill.
I had the opposite reaction where it went first person. I went, "Aw." Not that, I'm gonna play the game because I'm a chicken shit, but I was just like, "Aw,
Yeah.
oh well."
Could be a fun watch from other people.
Oh yeah,
Uh, and,
definitely.
and then Konami finished it off with the announcement of a game called Rev Noir, which is a new game, not part of a franchise. It's a action RPG that aims to cultivate, quote, the heartfelt moments that define JRPGs. My problem with this one, which I confused with the other one we talked about earlier, is that it looks like there's this thing where, and maybe it's, I don't know, maybe it's just a me thing, but I feel like a lot of these JRPG like games and whatnot, they look really similar. And obviously
Mhm.
that's like okay because when they got like that anime character design, and I'm like, they also have that the rainfall, which they call I forget what they call in this, but they have like the gold statues on the ground. I'm like, okay, that's the Death Stranding gold hands. This is just it's not time fall, but it's gold, some other kind of fall from the sky, like very uh Death Stranding. But it's like when I look at it, I'm like, if you showed me a screenshot, I'd be like, oh, okay, this is like any number of other games. Like that's the only downside to that art style, I feel like, is I wouldn't be able to distinguish it from like if it was like a new Xenogears or something, or I don't know. Like I'd be like, nah, I
A lot of them, with those type of art styles lately too, have that very like fantasy sci-fi look to them. It's not
mm-hmm.
like it's not one way or another. It's a mix of both, which I really love. I really love
Yeah,
that
yeah.
like science and magic thing, but they're
Mm-hmm.
all kind of that mix to it. Whereas like I mean, even Code Vein has that a little bit, even though it's more of like a gothic tone, but you can make your character look incredibly stupid and like way out of place, so it gives that tone to it. You never get like a full sci-fi like Gundam style game. Oh my god, that would be so fucking cool. Or like incredible detailed gritty fantasy like if Final Fantasy 16 was anime, like
Mm-hmm.
not, cute, pretty, frilly
Yeah.
fantasy anime.
Yeah, it kind of I'm watching some of the trailer, like some of the cities and stuff kind of remind me of like FF 15 and like
Yeah.
the cities in that. Like I'm looking at this one city that the main characters are walking in, kind of, but they're obviously these aren't realistic looking characters. And like I said, and I like that style, but it is definitely kind of like instead of just a bunch of fantasy games having the same medieval architecture, it's like now it's like you said, it's that fantasy sci-fi or like where it's like
Mhm.
magic being utilized in more of a science kind of way. Uh Mix that's kind of in everything, which is like you said, it works, but then you do get that kind of that sameness. Where it's like, okay, the one thing that would help you distinguish a game between each one is the UI. Whereas with no UI, it's like, okay, this could be a number of things. And hey, it could be good. It's a new IP. Like I thought this one was like, wait, is Rev Noir Rev because it's Rev dot Noir. I was like, okay, is this like a dot hack kind of game? Like part of that franchise? But I'm like, I when I watched, like, I guess all intents and purposes, it was a new IP, and from everything I've seen, yeah, it's a new game entirely. So I'm like, okay, I
Mhm.
guess Konami's just doing something new. Not that I play a bunch of JRPGs from Konami, but we'll see how it goes. Uh, could be good. And then the next game they announced is I clocked pretty quick too, and so did a lot of people. Took them a sec to realize it's so funny when they're like, "Oh, is this Keanu Reeves?" Is a John Wick game that got announced from Saber Interactive, which is interesting. They're really doing a lot lately. There was like all not in-game gameplay. It was just a lot of cinematic stuff, but the choreographed very much like a John Wick movie, and they showed some gameplay. Like, all right, it seems like they could do like how The Last of Us 2 Melee has like a very contextual environmental melee bits in it, especially like usually like if Joel's like punching someone or sorry, if Ellie or Abby are punching someone, and I think Last of Us 1 had something similar where it's like, oh, usually the end, like the finishing of it, it's like, oh, now they'll slam their head into the wall or they'll slam their head on against the table or whatever they're near. Like the final bits of the fight will usually interact with the environment in some way.
Mhm.
Um, but this seems very much more like there's a bit where John's like got a guy in a headlock and punch him in the face, and he reaches behind him and grabs chopsticks and stabs him in the guy's eyes. And I'm like, okay, if it's like contextual, use the environment to fight, I was like, that's really cool. And like, but I'm curious, like, okay, will it be just like, oh, you're just kind of spamming square, and then you move the stick while you're in the grapple to the direction you want, and that'll be what John uses in the environment to, you know, continue the fight with. Like in my mind, like I'm trying to think like how you like could be really fun, especially if the shooting's really good. Because John's, it's not just melee; he's also shooting. Like it could be a really fun time. But yeah, no announcement. Just or as far as release date, it's just like, it took a while to get there, but I'm surprised it took 5 movies to get a John Wick game. But here we are.
I feel
I know a
like
lot of
people
people.
have been asking for a John Wick game since the first movie came out. Like,
Yeah,
let me do this. I wanna do what he's doing.
they've also wanted the Sifu developers to make like a John Wick game as well, which like I can see because that game's like supposed to have like really great like melee combat.
Yeah.
But and then they had a big section for Marathon. I skipped that because that's going to kick off. They're going to have a server slam on the 26th, and that game comes out in March on March 5th. So we'll see how that does. Then they added some new PlayStation Plus editions coming to not essentials. I totally forgot the name of the other two. Coming to the mid tier and the top tier is Spider-Man 2, as well as that comes on the 17th, so just around the corner. And then Tekken Dark Resurrection and Time Crisis will be coming to uh, the top tier PlayStation Plus as well. Then they showed another trailer for Big Walk, which is the co-op game where you take a big walk. That was there. Another trailer for Saros from Housemarque coming out on the 30th of April. I skipped that because I'm like, I'm gonna get the game. I don't need to watch it. Then they had another trailer for Marvel's Token Fighting Souls, which was announced previously. Kind of skipped that 'cause I'm like, okay, fighting game. I'm sure it'll be good. I know a lot of people are looking forward to it. Then they ended the show with the announcement of a God of War trilogy remake from Santa Monica Studios. I'm curious if it'll be in the style of like, will it be Demon Souls, where it's just everything looks really good, but it's 1-to-1? Or will it be a reimagining, like the new Tomb Raider remake of 1 that's coming out this year? Like, I'm curious what they're doing there.
Like, how much
Um
they're actually going to remake it.
yeah, like, are they gonna be like, "Hey, let's just take the engine from God of War 2018 and Ragnarok, modify it to do more of the third-person camera perspective to keep that same camera style of the OG trilogy,
Mhm.
and just use that high fidelity." The fidelity might have to go down because the camera's pulled back so far, now you're rendering more. Well, I guess you're not rendering more on the horizon because you're not over the shoulder, you're isometric, so you can Fustrom call a lot more of the environment off the side. Which would be fine, like, if you made, like, a totally updated, like, full on, it looks really good Demon Souls style, like, I would replay the first 2 for sure. Um
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
yeah, that'd be a fun time, especially if they re-record the dialogue to get it higher quality with the OG
With
actor, yeah,
Mr. TC, who I'm
TC, yeah, T
adore.
who showed up and he's like, "Hey, how's it going, guys?" And because then he introduced a game that Shadow dropped during the showcase called God of War: Sons of Sparta, which is like a super prequel to Kratos and his brother Deimos. It's a 2D action game. It's got, like, a pixel art, which is so funny because it's, like, captured on PS5 Pro. I'm like, "Bruh, it's a pixel game." Like, "What do you mean?" Like, "I don't care. It's pixels."
Mm.
"Oh,
Those
look how"
120 frame per second
Yeah.
pixels.
"Look how good these pixels are." PS5 Pro. Mark Cerny out here just ASMR talking about how good it looks
Mhm.
on PS5 Pro. But, yeah, that Shadow drop, I guess there's also some confusion if that game's co-op or not, like, because it says co-op in the description, but it's, like, not really co-op from the start, like, maybe only sections where Daimo shows up, but I don't know what's going on there. I haven't played it yet, because that's the problem with, like, stuff that Shadow drops. Like, that's what happened with the the frickin' Liza P DLC? Is that just like, oh, it comes out in like a day? I'm like, or in a couple days. I'm like, I don't have time, man. I have other shit planned. Like, so I can't just drop money on a God of War Sons of Sparta that I have no idea how it's gonna be. Um,
I need
yep.
to fit this into my budget and my schedule. What are you doing?
Right, yeah. It's from Make Cat Studios, who I'm not familiar. I know their name. I'm not familiar with what they've done previously, but yeah, that came out. I'm curious how long it's gonna take them to remake 3 games. But especially because you're going from PS2 to PS5 and not like, the Last of Us Part 1 remake where they just like, okay, you're going from PS3, but you had a PS4 version to remaking it from to PS5, but you have like way more of the groundwork and everything set up towards like, okay, we got the framework there. But
Yeah, it was
uh,
strange that they were just like, "It's in development." Okay, thanks. How far into development? Like, when am I going to see this thing?
yeah, yeah, right, and not showing anything. Like it's weird that they would. I guess because they shadow dropped the Sons of Sparta game, um, as part of the announcement. Yeah, it is weird that you would just announce like, "Hey, this is what we're working on," but they must be because God of War Ragnarok. Like, when did they decide to do this? How much of the team is doing it versus how much is working on the next big IP or the next big game that they're doing? Um,
Mhm.
why are they doing this? Like, why is it just a I don't know. Like, who made the decision to do this? Is it because the new games are so popular that you're like, okay, it's a good way to kind of double dip back into these games from way back in the day, which I can understand. Even though like you released a God of War collection, right? Wasn't there a God of War collection?
Like on
Yeah, there's a God of War collection. It only had 1 and 2. That was on PS3.
I was gonna
Um,
say, that was, like, a
yeah,
while ago that I remember
yeah,
seeing that.
that was came out in 2010 or sorry 2009 in North America. Uh, it came to Vita later. But yeah, that was interesting. Okay. That's right. Those are speaking of which, those are ported by Bluepoint. Which is funny. So those are just ports. They weren't even remakes. They're just remastered in high definition. But yeah, that was a showcase. That was pretty much it. Like I said, I thought it was a pretty good show. They had a wide range of stuff. Surprise Konami. John Wick. I feel like from a lot of people got popped off pretty hard. I was happy about the Cannon Bridge of Spirits. Death Stranding PC announcement. It's kind of crazy how quick that was. But yeah, pretty big mix of stuff considering they didn't have much from the only thing new from Sony first party was the announcement that they're doing the remake of God of War. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty solid showcase overall. Nice but I feel like that's what you want. You want like a nice
Yeah.
mix of that way hopefully everybody has like 1 or 2 things that they take away. I feel like that's always I'm always a little bummed when it's like, oh, here's another trailer for something everybody already knows about. Again, I'm talking about 007. Do we really need to send one of that? I guess when you
Mhm.
have like a demo for Pragmata, it's like, okay, because the demo is coming out and you're announcing a release date, that's okay. But why are we doing another trailer for Resident Evil? We just saw them. They were just at Nintendo. Like, we don't need a. If Xbox is a showcase, like, we're like, oh, we have Resident Evil as well. Like, you don't stop it.
Yeah, it's literally for the people that are just like of course, I don't know who's watching the PlayStation State of Play and not aware of the other streamed, like, conferences or whatever that go on, like, the Xbox
Hmm.
Showcase and Nintendo Direct and stuff, so it's like, they probably also have already seen this, even if PlayStation is the only thing that they see and care about
Yeah,
normally, but
especially
yeah.
because when like Xbox has their showcase or Nintendo has their showcase, when those games are multi-plat, we get those same trailers, but from the PlayStation channel or the Xbox channel. You know what I mean? Like it's not like
Mhm.
it's just locked to those. Like it's a PR package that goes out. Say, okay, Nintendo, you're going to showcase this. Once that releases, Sony, Xbox, here's your YouTube video versions you can load. And then go live after the fact.
Yeah.
Because usually Sony always does that thing where they cut out the mention of anybody else's platform. But yeah, it's like that's all what you're like. Oh, they had. I did try to see if the Resident Evil trailer was just the exact same trailer because I was gonna laugh if the guy missed all their shots again. But yeah, it was I try to skim through it and I'm like, okay, it's not the same. Nothing. I did see a fun comparison from the trailer where someone showed like that in the remake of 2, Leon has his Jeep at the gas station. And then in the trailer, he drives past, or someone drives past. I didn't watch it because I didn't watch the trailer all the way. But it's like a screenshot of someone else driving past that same gas station, and the Jeep is still there because obviously they got left behind. Um,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
maybe that was Claire's Jeep, and then Leon shows up in his cop car and picks her up. I think what happens in the remake.
Yeah.
Because obviously he's going to work. Uh, but yeah, I thought that was a fun little Easter egg. Like, oh, there's the car.
I like that little attention to detail. I obviously am, well, maybe not obviously. I might not play it. I might play it. I don't know. It looks fun, but I kind of just watched the trailer anyway because I was like, God, why is he still so hot? Why do they keep doing this? He doesn't need to look like that.
Yeah.
But it's cool that he looks the same, but Chris Redfield in every game is just a different guy. It's like, why did you why did you treat Chris like that? But Leon is still just like the pretty boy with the same hair.
Yeah. Right. I still laugh. I was talking to my cousin again about that poor nurse that dies. It's like Leon could have killed that zombie like at any point. like, like Leon, you had so much time to, take that guy out where the poor nurse didn't have to die. But,
You had so
um,
much time to watch that.
yeah.
Funny.
But yeah, that was like I said, pretty much it. Good showcase. A lot of news. I can take a quick little bit to talk about what we've been playing. What have you
Hey, take a
what have you been
guess.
playing? Let me guess. I'm gonna say Final Fantasy and Chaos Rings.
Yeah.
Anything new to come? How far? Because you were pretty far in Chaos Rings last time we talked, weren't you?
Yeah, well, I don't know yet. I'm in the second chapter. I don't know how many there are.
Oh, okay.
But I haven't made a whole lot of progress, mainly because I hyper focused 14 this week pretty hardcore. Because I finally finished my relic stage and now I'm just trying to make other relics and trying to complete the like side objective things in the occult crescent. So I just kind of like sit in there and do random like fates and encounters and stuff like that in there. That's kind of just what I do while I'm either watching something else or sometimes playing like Chaos Rings at the same time, just waiting for things to pop. But I've basically just been doing that and started leveling a couple other jobs on 14 that I had not leveled to 100 yet, just to see what they are and how they play and stuff like that. So just picking up random jobs and playing them and being bad at them and just being like, hey, I don't normally play this. I kind of just want the glamour from this job. So that's why I'm here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did your quest for hey fetch me more of this, fetch me more of this? Did that keep increasing over time, or did you finally reach the? I forget if you said you reached the end of
Oh, no,
that.
it stopped at 600, which
Okay, okay,
if it had increased from there, if it was like 900 or like 1200, I probably would not have a relic weapon. I would be over it though. But I do have
yeah,
two now. Wait, yeah, two. I have two now. They
yeah.
become much easier to get after you do that initial grind, which is something they started in Endwalker. Yeah, it was in Endwalker. They started this new like relic progression where a new set of quests will come out and there's like a huge grind in it, but you don't have to do that gigantic grind for your subsequent relic weapons. It's just like the tomestones that you would gather from doing normal content, stuff like that. You can use those to buy your other relic weapons, but your primary one is the big grind at each step. So that's kind of nice for somebody like me who just I don't play white mage, but I really like the cane. So it's like I'm gonna get that and I'm gonna put on my white mage just so I can stand in town and look cute. Because what
Hmm.
else am I gonna spend these tomes on right now?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Just like gotta use them for something. Yeah, I haven't played too, but I've been playing. I forget if I talked about it last time, but I started going back to playing Borderlands 4 on PC without just solo without my cousin. And I guess it must be one of those things where like when you play co-op, I know the game they kind of scale the enemies to be a little tougher because you're playing two people. But playing solo, I feel like all the guns I got that are like supposed to be pretty good that I had in co-op feel much stronger in single player. Even though I'm still playing
Hmm.
on hard, I'm like, oh, it just feels so much more like, ooh, I have that nice power scaling, and maybe that could also be a balance thing because there have been a lot of updates since him and I have played. That could be part of it that I'm not sure because I didn't read the patch notes. But it does feel a lot more fun to play because I feel like, okay, now it's like those things that I worked for or the finding the new loot is actually, makes the experience much more fun. Um, which I like. So I've been having fun doing that, playing through, mainly doing side stuff, but just having a lot of fun running around, like catching up on YouTube videos. There's like, it's fun seeing like Christmas content that was in there from when Christmas happens. There's like, oh, go deliver presents to people around not Pandora, but like whatever planet we're on. I thought that was funny. And some of these other silly quests that you do in that game. It's like, yeah, it's just a fun time to play. And then I finally beat Gold Stake on Balatro on my phone on the Ghost deck. That's
Woohoo!
something I've been. grinding out forever. And it's funny because like I did it on I had like a bunch of runs the other day I was playing. I kept like scrapping runs like at the third ante. There's like 8 antes you have to go through to get to the final boss of the run, and that's considered beating it. And I'd always like, okay, I don't have good cards, scrap it, scrap it, scrap it. And I finally got one where it's like I had there's this Joker where every time you add a card to your deck, it gets 0.25 multiplication. So it starts at 1 and then get, every card you add. And you can't always add cards to your deck in every run, but there are ways to do it, like card duplication, or you can buy cards from a pack sometimes. But then I think the hand after that, I got a Joker where it's like every time the hand starts in a round, it adds a random card to your deck with a random seal. And the seals are like if it's a gold seal, every time you play that card, you get $3. A blue seal, if you keep it in your hand, whatever your winning hand is, you get a planet card for the hand, which levels up the hand. So like we play 2-pair, you can level up your 2 pairs. So now your 2 pairs have more point scaling. Red is that card gets scored twice, and then purple, every time you discard it, you get a tarot card. I was like, oh, I'll do this because now I have a Joker that's generating cards every hand. So every hand, my multiplication is going up 0.25. Now I just have to get cards that will have a base multiplication to help multiply that. And I kept leveling up my 2-pair over and over and over, and it was like getting really good. And I was like, and I had like some good amount of steel cards in my hand where every time you have steel cards, like they multiply your score by 1.5 if they stay in your hand whenever you play a hand. And then it was just I had a bunch of glass cards, was really good, and a bunch of these. I was like, I was like, oh my god, I think this could be the winning run. And then I got to the end, and the final Joker boss was all your cards are debuffed until you sell a Joker. I'm like, fuck, joke's on you, bitch, because I'm gonna sell the one that gives me the card because this is the final one, and just react. All my cards came active, and I beat that fucker so easy. And I was like, oh man, I was gonna go into endless mode, but I was like, I just felt so relieved to finally finish Gold Stake on the Ghost deck. And now I think I'm just going to anytime I play it now, I'll probably just try to beat all the other decks on PC because at least it's a little easier there. And as I've been going through kind of, and the problem I run into because now I'm playing, I'm like, oh, let's try to beat Gold Stake on some other decks. And there's one deck, I forget what it's called. It's like the Crystal Ball deck or something like that. And I was on like the third stake out of I think gold is like ninth stake, maybe 10th. So it's like one of the early ones was like it's easy. Where every stake you go up, it adds a new multiple or new difficulty modifier. And I'm like, okay, these are pretty easy. I go through one, it's pretty simple. I go to the next one, it's like, okay, now you're at this stake. I'm like, okay, this is pretty simple. And I get so pissed off when I play these easy stakes and it gives me like the jokers that are really good. I'm like, you motherfucker, why am I getting all the legendary jokers, the good rare jokers that are like I could have really used these in my more difficult runs, but you gave them to me. I get so pissed off. And then I also run a thing where it's like, if you replay a Souls game or something, or you're like, oh, this boss is easy. Like I don't have time, but then you get a little too relaxed trying to beat it to where you end up dying a lot. Even
Mhm.
though like, oh, I know this guy is easy, but because I'm trying to rush to get through him, which happens to me in like whenever a boss has like a phase 2, and I'm like, okay, I've mastered the phase 1, I can get to phase 2 now, but it's like because I keep dying in phase 2, I get so annoyed at phase 1, which has become easy, but now it's like I'm throwing it because I think I'm just taking it too simple and I shouldn't. I should just take a calmer. And I do that in Balatro. I'm like, oh, I'm on such a low stake. It's easy, but now I'm not really paying attention to, oh, I should really monitor my jokers better, or I should be doing these card upgrades more, which I'm not. So then I end up screwing myself at the final hand or something. I'm like, damn it, I messed up. I should have done this because I was just trying to blow through it too fast to get to the end. But I was really happy with finishing that. So that was a good time. And then yeah, just always playing Auction Not Included every now and then, just because it's a very easy mouse only game uh, to play, especially if the kids on my lap. I need to go back to Tomb Raider. I've been wanting to go back just to finish those final levels. I haven't had a chance to. I've been uh, just playing other stuff, watching things. Been busy at the evenings. My kid's been on this run where, like he wants to hold my hand when he goes to sleep, and I'm like, so I was like, okay, I go hold your hand. Just watch some YouTube on my phone while I do so. Uh, Sometimes he goes to sleep pretty quick, but sometimes the problem is like his crib is next to our bed, just so he can we're like that process of don't sleep in our bed. He sleeps in his crib, and then eventually he'll move to sleep in the room with his big brother. because right now he's at the age where he wakes up in the middle of the night and he crawls in bed.
Mhm.
So it's like okay, but because his bed is so lower, I lay on my back and my arm is like my right arm's like stretched out so you can hold my hand, but then it's there for so long that it starts to go numb and falls asleep. I'm like, oh damn it! Like, oh come on, man, my arm's killing me. Just go to bed. Like that's how, and I like I gotta like wait like so long just for my arm to come back to life. I'm like, come on, oh, my damn arm.
You do,
But
like, a little wiggle every now and then to see if you're free, and he just, like, wakes up again all over, and you're like, "Oh, fuck's sake."
yeah, it's I try to rotate my hand to where his grip is so loose that his arm will fall, but I don't want his arm just to go, slap on his bed and then wake him up. So I'm like, I gotta be careful. Uh, but yeah, it's just like, come on, man, just go to sleep. Go to sleep, my guy. Gotta start giving some more milk at night with some melatonin in it or something. Like, come on, go to bed. So yeah, it's like that's also the reason I haven't been streaming because like I don't want to stream and then be like, oh, man, I got to go help the kid go to bed, and then be like, okay, stop the stream, and then go to bed. So it's like because I still want to play baby steps and all that stuff, but it's just like yeah, it's been busy with that. But I did get my federal tax return in pretty quick, which was surprising. So I gotta look and see if there's any. Not that I want to add more games on my wish list to my library because I have so much I want to play right now. But a lot of games I have on Steam are currently on sale. Like Lego Party's on sale. Not that I want to get Chronos: The New Dawn's 30% off. I was like, oh, I could pick up that. Dying Light: The Beast is on sale again, 25% off. And I do. That's like the other night. I had one of those nights where I didn't know what to play. It's like that. I don't know if you saw it. Probably didn't see the reel I sent you, but there was like what it's like to be a gamer, and it was this girl's like at her Steam library, like, okay, what do we want to play tonight? And she scrolls through like 2,000 games. She's like, I don't know, I'm not feeling anything. And I'm like,
Yeah.
sometimes I get like that. I have like, do I want to watch something? Do I want to play something? Do I want to paint Warhammer? I'm just like, I have too much stuff that I'm kind of numb to it all, and I don't end up doing anything. But that's why I actually love building because at least if I build Warhammer, like that feels it always feels good to build and put the stuff together while I, watch whatever. But yeah, I hate when I have that decision paralysis. I'm like, what the fuck do I want to play? But yeah, there's a lot on sale right now that I could pick up to finally get to. I wish like Indiana Jones and the Great Circle's on sale again, only 20% off. I wish that game would go on sale for more because I do still really want to play that game. But it's just not on sale right now. Dale and Dawson's on sale for 40% off. I really want to play Dale and Dawson. And I saw that one game that came out, the other quote unquote friend slap game, the Yap Yap. Uh, it's
Yeah.
like what was that one game? Like it's like Repo but with magic. uh, that seems like it'd be
And
pretty
the
funny.
point is to break things rather than
Yeah,
get them
then
back
save it.
safely, so it's a little
And I
bit easier.
and like I guess don't you get like randomized spells? So like what you have to say is different, like kind of every time.
There's, like, I watched, Ray and GB and their whole group, play it,
Mhm,
and it's like you get different wands, and each wand has a different set of spells on it, but you
mhm,
can, like, dual wield them, so you could technically use both of them at the same time, but it's also like, you can, like, combine things in certain ways, or there's, like, secret ways that you can, like there's a spell that makes you jump higher or like double jump or whatever, but if you keep repeating the word, you get like 3 extra jumps out of it, so you can go like really high. So it's got stuff like that in it. There's like secret things or extra things you can do with the spells if you read the little book at camp.
mhm. Yeah, yeah. It's like once again, it's one of those games where like you need the people. Like it's fun. It's funny too. Like I talk about decision paralysis on what to do when I have time available to do something. Every time I have that, if I had the opportunity to play something co-op, like if someone's like, "Hey, you want to play this together?" That would always be like, "Yes, I'll do that. I'll play, co-op with you." Like that would always trump. It'd be like I would always love to do that because like there's so many co-op games that I'd love to play, but again, too much. And there's like other things like I'd be at night, be like, oh, I'll play. I could play some Space Marine 2 side missions with the AI. It's like, oh, my PS5 is still in my kid's room from his birthday. I didn't move it back to my room yet. So I'm like, oh, but
I would
finally
have
I'm gonna get
snatched
back
that
in.
back immediately.
Yeah, if I was playing Tomb Raider at the time, like I would have, but it's like I was playing Borderlands and like doing Warhammer stuff, so it's like okay, I don't need it back right away. And it's not
Oh,
I
yeah,
hate
yeah.
just playing it, but I was just lazy. It's like but
Fair.
but yeah, a lot to play. I know once Resident Evil comes out next week. Well, technically not next week because we're recording on Sunday, but on the 27th. So about 2 weeks from today. I'll probably play that whole weekend. So at least, have something to talk about before the podcast. But yeah. All right. Well, I guess that'll wrap it up for this episode. Hopefully Isley can get his computer fixed. His screen. I was hoping maybe he'd plug it in. A lot of laptops you just plug HDMI out to your TV, and usually by default the output will do a screen extension. But the problem is that if it does that, you have to be able to blindly log into Windows without being able to see on your main and then duplicate displays. That way you can just use your TV to do it. But hopefully he can get it fixed since he dropped it.
Womp womp.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll go ahead and wrap it up there. So thank you all for tuning in and listen. Thank you, Zaya, for joining.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see you all next time.
Bye.